with the FNO show. This is ET9. We're testing around the 5900 mark. That's where we've been trotting along for the better part of today's trading session. 5906 on the spot Nifty. Let's bring up the futures as well and show you how they're currently panning out in trade. The Nifty futures will just come up for you on your screens as well. And they too are holding around that 59.49 mark. The premium currently sitting at about 42 odd points or so. What's holding up then in trade? A couple of these tire stocks are looking pretty smart. So you've got an Apollo as well as MRF, which are both looking good. MRF, in fact, is currently up by about 5%. Gujarat Fluoro being the other one, a 5% move coming in. And metals as a pack in general is holding out today. Sterlite being the top notcher, Sesagua, Tata Steel as well, looking good. On the flip side, there is pressure coming in for the entire IT basket. Perhaps a reaction to what Cognizant had to say that they foresee a slower 2013 now that all clients are figuring out their IT budgets for the next calendar year. So Wipro, Infosys both down about 2%. Tata Power as well is seeing some profit taking. The stock is now down almost 3% currently in trade. Let's bring in our experts on board then and chat about how to trade the market as well as individual stocks. CK Narayan, Sandeep Vagle as well as Monal Desai joining on the show right now. CK, afternoon. Let's start off with you and your take on the market today.
I think it's been going on along the lines that the market has presented itself with, and the going seems to be pretty decent because we are now almost on the doorsteps of the 6,000 level, and I'm sure if that were to be achieved, it would certainly impart a very large dose of positive upside trigger for the sentiment. I think a lot of people are awaiting the break past 6,000 to really get into the groove of things perhaps, but having said all that, we really cannot overlook the fact that we have been going up for several days and weeks together, and the last significant low in the market was exactly about a year ago in December of 2011. So we should not be unmindful of that fact that we are far away from where we were, and while let's say buoyancy and this kind of bullishness can be somewhat exhilarating, it should not be overlooked that all good things periodically come to an end before they do resume. So my expectation is that while the going is good, we should continue with long positions, but I think maybe the time has now come when we should also have at least a wary eye on the exit door and see where it is in the scheme of things. We have been long on the Bank Nifty, and we have achieved the target. 12,350 is where I had projected the target. So the profits on Bank Nifty could be booked by those who are holding minimal lots. Those who are holding more can revise their stop loss to slightly below the 12,000 marks, or even up to around 12,100, 150 mark, and then continue to hold on for whatever it is that the market is willing to give us. But as of fresh trades, I do not really recommend anything new.
Okay. Sandeep, what is your take on the index and what trade are you executing?
Good afternoon, Aisha. We have also talked of a buy in the Bank Nifty yesterday, and we had talked of the Nifty levels of 6030, 6040 around that, and I see that coming in. A Bank Nifty around 12,200 is where we have gone long, and we are in the money by some 150, 140 points, and we have revised our target to 12,450, which is another 100, 120 points higher, or possibly it can even go further. We'll take a call then. But I see the Bank Nifty definitely stronger than the Nifty, which is what I have said yesterday. And now I see both of them moving on par, and I don't see any weakness at all. I mean, just because it has gone up, there is no point in getting scared and booking. I would say that the move is likely to continue with small corrections, and any 30, 40 point correction in the Nifty, or possibly 70, 80 point correction in the Bank Nifty will be bought into, and that is the level to look for. And I am looking at the Nifty at 6030, Bank Nifty at 12,450, 480.
Okay, that's the take on the index. Monal, want to get you in as well on the Nifty strategy that you're going to recommend to our viewers.
Yeah, I also have similar levels also. I think we are headed very nicely towards the 6,000 plus mark. That's why I've recommended a buy on the 6,000 calls at around 60 for a target of 80 to 85. I think when we reach Nifty when we cross Nifty at 6,000 and above, we should see it hitting at, the call price hitting about 80-85 rupees. IVs naturally have gone up to about 15%, but that's bound to happen because we're trading at the upper band of the market. So naturally some anxiety is going to build up. If you see from the other parameters, there's nothing, no risk coming out of Europe and all, and we're seeing good amount of rotation within the sectors also. And if you see lately, PSU banks, especially the mid-cap PSU banks, have participated pretty well. So I feel that we should see higher levels and on Nifty, and don't see any major downside risk. 5850 would be the trail levels for the Nifty for the stop loss as such. But in case you close higher, say maybe 20 points, I would raise my stop loss by 20 points for the day. So that's how I would play on the Nifty as such.
Okay, like we've been pointing out, sectorally it is IT which is under pressure, with Infi as well as Wipro currently a little weak in trade. CK, just want to get your thoughts on what's looking weaker out of the two, Infi or Wipro?
I would certainly say that it would be Wipro, because Wipro has been, weaker for a longer period of time. Though the rally in it was pretty spirited when it did come up to about 400 levels. But at that level, it has peaked out in line with the previous levels of resistances. And I think a slip beneath here. And the last two sessions, including today and yesterday, have been weak ones and fairly sizable ones. So it's clearly some fresh selling which has emerged in Wipro. And it's not just mild profit taking. And when you see it in the context of the rest of the pack, even TCS has pulled back, Infi is pulling back. So I would say Wipro would be my first choice to short, followed by Infi.
Okay, we'll slip into a quick break then on that note. When we come back, chat individual stock, get you stock recommendations as well from our three experts. Back with the FNO show as we test 5900, still in conversation with our three experts, Monal Desai, CK Narayan as well as Sandeep Agle. And let's quickly start getting you stock-specific ideas. And of course, standard disclaimer before we begin to do that, to consult a financial advisor before taking any position in the futures and options market. CK, let's start off with you then on your old calls.
Well, we had some pending longs, all of them, of which Aditya Birla, BHEL, as well as Reliance have managed to hit the target. We are left with long positions in Bajaj Auto, Vijaya Bank and Jubilant Food. Of the three, Bajaj Auto and Vijaya Bank, I would suggest that we should continue to hold because they have shown promise and Vijaya is not too far away from the target. Jubilant Food has not really lived up to the billing, so it's in and around the price that we paid for it. So I would recommend holding on to Bajaj and Vijaya Bank and exiting from Jubilant Food.
Sandeep, what about your pending strategies?
Apart from the Bank Nifty, we had a buy in Godrej Industries at 314, currently trading at 316, 316.50. I would recommend an exit nearer 317 at a profit of around 3,000 per lot. Not seeing that much momentum. The second one is a buy call we had in Z Limited at 207, which did not get activated unfortunately, and it has already reached the target, but I won't take it as a call.
Okay, let's get your fresh ideas then on that note. Mona, let's start off with you. What is it that you'd recommend to our viewers?
Okay, I'm recommending a buy on DLF for a target of 240. Probably it will take a couple of days for that. It's not going to move immediately. But it's consolidated well around the 210, 212 levels, 215 levels I would say. And I'm looking at target of 240. Even the 230 and 240 calls, if you see, have got activated and they're pretty active. So I guess you could do that also. But I would go for the futures for a target of 240 with a stop loss at 212.
CK, how about your fresh calls?
I would recommend a buy on JSW Steel at around 775, keeping a stop at about 765, looking at a target zone of 790, 795 in the next 2 to 3 sessions. Second buy I have is on Renuka Sugar, but stock has moved up a bit from where I would be comfortable buying it. I had recommended it at about 32 half. Currently it's about a rupee higher, 33 half. So in case it kicks back into the buying range, that is when we would buy it. And I see a nice upside traction in it yet. If we do get it in the, say, 32 half region, keep a stop loss of about 1.5 rupees from entry point and looking for a target around 36 to 38.
Okay, Mona, just want to get you in on your strategy of Tata Motors as well. What is it that you're recommending?
I mean, once again, recommending a long over there. I think this time Tata Motors should take out the immediate resistance around the 285 levels to hit maybe 300. So go long on Tata Motors. The stop below 272, I would say, for a target of 300.
Okay, that's the call coming in on Tata Motors. Just want to walk you through some of the other active movers as well in trade. While IT is under pressure and a couple of these tire names are holding out, you are seeing significant open interest gains in names like an Allahabad Bank, which is seeing almost 23% addition right now. Hindustan Zinc, Syndicate Bank are your other names in trade, as is the case with NMDC. Reliance Power, in the meantime, of course, is the top notcher here. Almost a 34% addition is what Reliance Power is currently seeing. Remember, this was, or rather has been, an active stock in the last couple of trading sessions. On the flip side, open interest losses for Sun TV, which is losing about almost 7% right now. Crompton seeing a cut of 6.5%. JP Power down 4%. Pantaloon, IRB Infrastructure, CESC and Shriram Transport Finance are your other names which are seeing open interest loss build up for them. Sandeep, but what about your fresh calls? What is it that you'd recommend to our viewers?
Aisha, buying Gujarat Fluoro December futures 251 to 249, currently trading around 252 or so, maybe 1 rupee lower can be bought into. Target of 265, a risk of 3,000 per lot, reward of around 7,000 per lot. The second one is a buy in Hindalco December futures 121 to 120.50, stop loss of 119, target 125. A risk to reward of again 4,000 to 8,000 per lot. And the third one is a buy in DLF 220 to 219, stop loss of 216.50 and a target of 228, a risk to reward of 3,500 to 8,000 per lot.
Sika, you were chatting about as to how you like Apollo Tyres. Good build up on the entire tyre space today. What levels would you monitor on this one now?
I think Apollo has potential to go up to about 91 at the minimum and maybe even 95. MRF is making similar traction upward now. It's difficult to put a target on a stock like MRF, because such low liquidity and not too many people want to chance their arm with a five-digit stock. So I would think 12,250, 12,500 should be a shoe-in for MRF, if not higher, if the uptrend persists. But I think most people would probably want to trade an Apollo Tyre. Looks safer, but MRF is what it is. I think Apollo 91 to 95 is where we could look at.
Okay, CK, Monal as well as Sandeep, good to have you guys on the show, sitting still at a 42-point premium and circling around the 4,900 mark. The Nifty futures, however, like we've been telling you, are showing you good traction. 49.50 is where the Nifty futures are right now. We've got a good leg up actually from the European markets, still yet to see some rub off on our markets, while we are lying a little low and underperforming really the global basket, because remember, it's turning out to be a good day for Asia as well, with significant outperformance from markets like Nikkei as well as Shanghai. Dow futures as well looking okay. So yes, we're a little tempered. 59.11 is how we leave it at on the equity segment of the F&O show. Manisha is going to be back after this quick break and chat commodities.